Hey guys, welcome to Through the Woods 360.
Two in the Shelter 360.
So here's the big surprise we talked about last week. We had the canvas shelter down here in the woods for years. As a matter of fact, I think you might have saw us down here making some soup. So the back part of the shelter is still canvas. And for years, we were down here. We had the tarp on the roof extended out, and we used to stake it out for cold weather camping, cooking type things. And there wasn't really a lot of usable space in it because it had to be staked down so low. You really only had about a 2-foot swath where you could stand up and move around. Don't you think,
this is actually the west, the southwest side.
Southwest side.
Well, when the wind comes out of the northwest, which is how most of our winds come in the winter. However, the storm were actually out of the northeast. But when the winds would come out of the northwest, that it would hit the side of the tarp shelter, and it would come straight in here when you just had the tarp basically like a fly out in front of you.
Right.
So you'd have to stake it down to the ground. And when you staked it down to the ground, you had to stake it down at a point to the ground and then close it off with plastic tarps or other tarps, whatever. But this whole corner really wasn't usable. I don't know if you saw that in the last little quick bit that we did here in the shelter, but there wasn't a lot of room. Sorry, I'm making toast. We're actually making up a pot of soup. And I need this bread toasted to make croutons. But anyway, so you had no room over here, and the only room you had was over there. And still, when the wind, our wind, it's not definitely out of one direction, but, north, northwest, it goes around. Well, that wind would come around this side of this shelter and just come flying straight through that door. So it was drafty and it was cold. So we decided, let's make it a little more usable.
Yeah. So what we've been doing the last 2 or 3 days.
Look at that.
Nice. The first couple days were spent planning and measuring and plotting and then gathering supplies, of course. So the last 2 or 3 days we've been constructing, and what we've done is made basically a freestanding addition that's attached at one end to the original shelter, and we've extended it out 5 feet. Kept the same roof pitch.
That's slightly different.
Slightly
it's not
different,
quite
but
as steep.
Close. And we've got the south wall completely closed in. We've got a nice little shelf there for spices and whatnot.
This is not our
propane
permanent
heater. Yeah,
it's not a permanent heat source. We're going to put that Camp Chef Alpine stove that we had cooked on. We're going to put that in here. As a matter of fact, right here in the corner where we're at. But the flue pipe on it is 5.5 inches, and try as we may, we checked everywhere. We cannot find 5.5, and they make it so, any other like gas fence or whatever, none of that works. So we've got some parts ordered. Of course, they weren't here because we wanted them for this weekend, but it'll be all right. We'll get that done, and hopefully soon in a video you'll see that. But right now this works, and we don't have a door. We just have we have a doorway. Yeah. We have a doorway, which is got a tarp hung over it temporarily. It's actually a welding blanket that we were planning on temporarily putting behind the stove just to make sure we didn't have any issues.
And it is closed off here. However, the roof is temporary with temporary sheeting, not the permanent roof sheeting.
Yeah.
And the reason we use temporary, and I'll take you for a walk around outside. The reason we use temporary was because eventually we are getting rid of the tarps back on this initial part, and we're going to enclose the whole thing and put on a tin roof.
Exactly. And anyone who has ever had a tarp shelter in the woods, it's not something you can leave there indefinitely. I mean, it will stay there, but the woods don't get, and we're on a north side, so they don't get a lot of sun, and leaves blow up against them, and dirt washes up against them, and just the tarp in the elements constantly. Maybe if you made it oilcloth, it would last longer, but it's not made for a permanent type shelter to leave up 365 days a year for, 2, 3, 4, 5 years in a row. So we're looking at making this more permanent here, because who doesn't like to be in the woods?
Right.
I mean, it's my happy place.
It'll be a nice, dry, out of the weather place for us to enjoy ourselves and cook some fantastic food.
And we do have food coming up for you tonight. We just were, talking earlier over coffee. It seems like our best ideas come over coffee. But we decided that we were talking about hominy. Actually, I think we started talking about white shoe-peg corn, which we used to eat all the time when we were kids, and it's really hard to find now. You can still find it. I think it's Del Monte, I think, that makes it. But anyway, we started talking about hominy. And I was never a huge hominy fan until I ate it fried. And when you eat it fried, it's totally different. I actually like hominy better than fried corn. But we just got brainstorming, and we're going to make basically what would amount to a hominy chowder. And that's actually why I'm toasting this rye bread, because we're going to season this. We're going to put a little salt on here and season this, fried in some butter, and fry these like croutons, like homemade croutons. And we're going to put this on our hominy chowder when it's done. I think Gino's going to walk you outside, and when he walks outside, he's probably going to check on the potatoes and the bacon that's actually going on the stove.
I am, and here we go. So we're outside. Let's check on our bacon. And our potatoes. Okay, let's take a short tour here. Okay, this is the back, and this is the original tarp shelter here. Tarped off, and it ended here at the trees. And what we've done is extended that out another 5 feet. So once this is all plywooded in, we're going to have a really nice spot here to do our cooking and camping things that we like to bring you all. The stove is cooking away with how do you like our windbreak? Anyway, there's the doorway with the temporary tarp, hanging the welding tarp, and the back of the shelter. And that's pretty much it.
So we already made our croutons and fried the bacon. Our potatoes are cooked. These are our onions getting ready to brown a little bit. That's our potatoes, celery, and some shredded carrots. And that's going to go back in the soup along with some cream. But we're just going to let this pot, we hit it off the heat getting our bacon out, so we need to let it heat back up a little bit. Okay, we put a half of a medium yellow onion in here, and we just cooked that until it was clear, until it was translucent. And then we threw in 2 cans of hominy. And this is into our bacon grease. We've taken our bacon out and we put it over there sitting with our croutons. We already showed you the pot with the potatoes. So we're gonna let this hominy brown up a little bit here. Gonna be a little bit because we need to get our fire going again. Okay guys, so we got our onion and our hominy in here in the bacon grease, and it's doing good. It's just about done. Just put a little bit of sea salt in here while I was doing it, and we're gonna add some pepper here in a little bit. But I wanna show you our next step after we're gonna add this in, all these ingredients together. But when I'm gonna make this quick so I don't burn that. Right here, hold on. Can you see, Gino? Okay.
Yeah.
When we boiled our potatoes, This is the water from when we boiled our potatoes. All that dark stuff in the bottom is potato starch. And that's a natural thickening agent. So if you're gluten intolerant, celiac, whatever, trying to avoid gluten for whatever other reason, you can slowly dump this water off, and you're not going to get all of it, but you'll get most of it. Dump this water off, and then you throw this back in your pot, and that helps thicken what you're cooking. You want to hold that, Gina, while I give this a stir? I do that with potato soup as well. Okay. I need to turn this light out. Why don't you set that in that, and I'm gonna grab the pot with the potatoes. If you can hold the light for me.
Sure.
Okay, without burning myself, I gotta reach around here. Okay. Sorry, my nose keeps running from the cold. Pull this up here. It's always hotter back there because that's where you're venting through. So we're gonna dump this in here. Then I'm gonna give it a stir. I'm gonna give this a stir, and we're gonna get our cream, which I do not have out here.
I can go get that real quick.
Ready? Okay, so we're gonna get some liquid in here real soon, but I've got this smoked cherrywood sea salt. This is awesome.
Well, didn't quite get a shot of it, but
Oh, sorry.
it's not wanting to focus too well outside.
Well, it's fresh
There we
jacks.
go. There we go.
Okay, so we're gonna put some of that in there. I gotta give this a stir too, so we don't get too hot there on the bottom. Oh, we're doing good. Those potatoes have cooled off some, so we're doing good. And I'm just gonna put in some pepper. We'll probably add more to our bowl. You know how that is. Everybody likes a different amount of pepper. Dump that in. I don't think I have pockets big enough for all this stuff. I'm trying. And then we're gonna dump in one of our creams. Sorry, I'm reaching around the stove here, trying not to burn myself up on it. This is, oh, it's not cream. It's actually half and half. I don't know if we'll need the other one or not, so we're not dumping it in until then. What?
Doesn't really look like it right now, but that could change.
What?
That we need the other one.
Yeah, if it gets too thick. So we're gonna dump our potato starch water in there. See all that? You can see the line around there where it's lighter on the outside. That's just more plain water, but all that good starch is in the bottom. Now there's one more thing that has to go in here because because it is the goodness. And we don't want to put that all the way back by that chimney now because we don't want to boil this. We want this to cook a little bit slower than that because we don't want to scorch that half and half. Dairy products, milk, cream, half and half, of course, which is half of each. They will actually scorch, and that is nasty. There's our bacon.
There goes the goodness.
Yes. Some people like to put this in afterwards because then the bacon stays crisp. Sometimes I keep some out and do that at last, but I like to put it in here because it helps add a little extra flavor. So we're just gonna let this do a slow simmer, let everything heat up, thicken up, and I'll tell you what, I think it's gonna be pretty dang yummy. Stir maybe before we dish it up. Me personally, I would like this a little thicker, but we've got croutons to go in here. And this could have got thicker had we let it cook longer, but we've got croutons to go in here, and they actually suck up some of that liquid, and they act as a thickener. So Gina wanted a little bit thinner. And of course, I don't have a ladle because I always forget something. I do. It's just true. There you go, Gino.
Oh, that
Alrighty.
looks
Here are the croutons.
absolutely phenomenal.
Where'd your spoon go?
Well, I'm going to make use of it here very shortly.
Alrighty. Hold on one second.
And then we'll come back for a
Yeah, let me grab some and
critique of
put it
our-
in mine so I can close this up.
But you know what, actually, since I got the camera, Les, I'll just let you do the tasty tester.
Oh, come on, no, because this is your thing. This is not my thing.
Okay.
This was for Gino because he loves hominy. And like I said, I like it fried. But we're going to let him do the taste test. I don't know if you want a little more pepper in there.
Love black pepper. Okay. Oh wow, that's really, really good. That's really good. So many different flavors colliding. I can't find words to explain all the flavors, but unbelievable. I would definitely have this again. Thanks for watching, guys. Give us a thumbs up. It helps the channel out a lot. And until next time, God bless y'all, and we'll see you in the woods.
And don't you guys forget about our free travel mug giveaway. I know we had it on a video, I don't know, a couple videos ago.
The Pomale Hot Tent video.
Yes.
With the Ely stove. Watch that, and it'll tell you how to enter for the travel mug. Stay safe.
Don't miss your chance. Okay, we'll catch you on the flip side. Y'all take care.